Okay, so my trade on Facebook yesterday went extremely well. Unfortunately, though, I sold extremely early. I wish I would have held this position. I sold where I said I was gonna sell. I was in at 335, almost 336, I think. Oh no, it's 335, and then I sold at 331 here after the break. So it broke, and then I sold, and then it popped all the way back up to 333 or something, and I was like, okay, I made a good decision. And no, because later, like 2 hours later, I checked back, it's all the way at 330 again. I was like, what? It's 330? Like, no way. And then I check again, and then it's all the way at 327 come late into the afternoon, and now it's resuming today at 323 or 322 pre-market at least. So I would have been up a huge amount. I was up like 150 yesterday. I was up 200 for a second, and then I didn't sell because well, as I mentioned in the video, I thought I could hold a little longer and then see what happens later in the afternoon, and it ended up working out the way I wanted it to. But like I initially said, I should have held till 327 because that's where the 200 is. But I felt that was a resistance spot, and I wanted to sell early before I missed my exit and forgot about the trade, because that's what actually happened. I just completely forgot about the trade back here when I actually entered, and then the next thing you know, thankfully it resumed lower the next morning, and I held the position, I guess, overnight by accident, and I didn't stop out with the $200 loss. Instead, I made about $200 until it came back, and then I had to sell a little short on my positions for 150. So I don't know. I really wish I would have held though, because I mean this. I would have sold at the open here most likely. I would have just tried to exit my position at 323 somewhere, because I mean now it's below its 200. It only makes sense after a big drop like that to make a pop like how it's making right now. So um, I don't know. It was a nice trade overall. I'm glad to be up on it. But let's get back to our main stocks. So we have EAR on watch. EAR actually looks pretty good, I'd say. This is the only one that looks good. The only thing I don't like about it is the 5-minute MACD. I don't like that. 10-minute looks okay. It doesn't look incredible or anything, but this is the only one I really had on watch besides EWTX, I think. Yeah, so EWTX made a nice move yesterday, but I mean, at open here, pre-market even, it's just trash, just choppy, no volume in it at all. So I'm not even sure why this was on my scans. But yeah, EAR's the only one that looks good in my opinion. All the other ones are below view up, or they're just not trading uh, fast enough, I guess, for me to be interested in them. AFCG's popping in the scans here, not really interested in this one at all. MULN, same thing, below VWAP. SYTA, same thing, below VWAP. These are all our leading gappers here. STRN, trash. BLI, trash. EAR, I don't know. EAR looks the best to me, but like I said, I don't think this one's gonna hold this level either. Just judging by the 5-minute, like it doesn't look extremely strong right here. Looks pretty weak on the 1-minute. I can just imagine with all the other stocks failing and the overall market just dropping at the moment, I can imagine what it's gonna do. So overall market's been down these past couple days. It's been trading lower, but I don't know. It hasn't, even in this small range here, hasn't been so hot for small caps. So this past week and a half or 2 weeks have been kind of trash, I'd say. Everything's super slow. Just a really slow start to the year. I already gave back about 200 just in the beginning of the year already. So I don't know. Already off to a bad start. Don't want to give back more money in a choppy market here. So this is our leading gapper. Doesn't look the best. I'd have to wait for a 5-minute setup or 10-minute or something, because I'd have to wait for the 5-minute across the MACD and then curl back above. Unless this thing can just somehow do a massive reversal here, then that would look great. But higher red volume candles already, it's not looking the best. Also, I want to mention, I exported my video yesterday, and for some reason it didn't export, even though I exported about 7 times, I'd say, before I left in the morning. I exported as many times as I could, but it never exported, so I had to come home later and download the video and re-upload it. So not sure what's happening. I'm gonna have to start doing this again, unfortunately, through Twitch. So I'm gonna have to start exporting my videos, or downloading my videos to export them, I guess, properly, which kind of sucks. But that's why I couldn't get the video out yesterday in time. So that's all right. We'll try and figure it out today. Riot popping on the scans here as well. Nice, I guess nice pop here on the 1 minute. That's a really nice pop. Out of my price range, but this is the only one that looks pretty good right now. It's showing some sort of strength. So I like that. Kind of choppy, spreads are kind of big. Not too huge though. Not a whole lot of volume either. Float is pretty high, about 92 million. So we'll keep an eye on Riot, see if there's anything going for this one. And meanwhile, we'll go check on EAR. EAR 5 minute MACD is gonna cross here soon. SYTA, MULN, STRN, STRO, BLI, Bird. BLI doesn't look terrible actually. Now it's popping back above VWAP. This actually looks pretty good. See if we can get a push through 12. Spreads are big on this one compared to Riot. About 15 cents, 20 cents. A little choppy price action here. I would like to see a 1 minute pullback. If this candle can't just surge through 12, I'd like to see a 1 minute pullback. And then, or some sideways consolidation. And then we can go ahead and see another rip through 12 for the next 5 minute open or 10 minute open. So Bird doesn't look terrible. It's pulled back a little too much for me to like it here. It didn't look too bad though, but obviously it's not holding its levels above 16 or above 15 now. So going back to EAR. EAR is popping back up here, but again, I still don't trust it with the 5 minute. Riot, sideways consolidation there. Let's see if we get the break of 2160. Or if we're gonna get a rejection here, I'm curious. Daily doesn't look the best. 2250 is like our first resistance spot. This 1 minute candle looks like it's gonna pull back here, but hard to say with it being kind of choppy. So let's go to BLI. See what BLI is gonna do. So we got to pull back on that 1 minute. See if this one's gonna sideways consolidate, or if this one's just gonna rip and break another high. BBBY is also popping on the scans, but I'm not gonna look at it yet. So it's a break of 1180. We're gonna see 90. There's 90. 12. Nice breakthrough 12. So that was a perfect entry right there to get in on. That would have been a nice trade. Can this get into a halt though? I'm curious. 1220 here. I think it can. We need to see continuation to this level though. It needs to hold over 12 for sure. Back below 12. See if we can get another pop above 12 into the 1220s again. 1215. So either way, that was a nice break right there from 1160 all the way to 1220. So that would have been a nice spot to sell on for sure. Hitting the scan, so it's getting a little more volume in here. Are we going to see another consolidation or sideways consolidation candle here before the next 5 minute rip? That's what I'm wondering. It's actually going to be a 10 minute rip. Here's a little sideways action. Not pulling back too much, which is good. I don't want to break 1160 for sure. If this breaks 1160, that's going to look pretty bad. Yikes. So there's a break of 1160 all the way down to 1156 right now on the bid. Don't want to see that. Unless it can pop all the way back up to like 1190, then okay, I'll give it the pass. But right now it's still 1156 on the bid. Don't like to see that. So what started as a good move now looks kind of trash on the 5-minute. 52 now. Now it's looking really weak. So this would have been the candle to sell on for sure. Taking this entry at 1160 or 1170 and then selling at 1220. 50-cent pop there, but it looks like ear pulled to VWAP and now it's rejecting again. As suspected on the 5-minute MACD, look pretty weak. SYTA, not interested in this one at all. MULN, same thing, not interested at all. BBBY popping on the scans again. It's a nice move on BBBY there. It's not a huge mover, but it did make a big, an actual big move here on this one candle. 590 or 1590 all the way to 1640 is what it looks like. Just about, yeah. So that's another 50-cent move there. Nice pop. We see a consolidation candle here. 5-minute doesn't look the best if it does consolidate. But if it can pop up after some consolidation here, then it looks pretty good, I'd say, for another rip higher. It's at its average though on the daily, so be very mindful of that. 16 is a resistance spot. Technically it can be support here. Our next spot would be 1680. So I'm kind of glad that I'm not trading and I'm able to look at the overall market and see what the stocks are moving like, because if I just kept trading every day, I most likely would be taking these trades and I would be getting trashed on. Like I would most likely take a trade on ear around this area and get, you know, trashed. Would have lost there. Could have lost on BLI potentially. I would have been expecting a bigger move and then, you know, not stopped out and then have to take a loss here. So I have no idea. Actually on BLI, if I did take this entry, I would have sold into this move, I think. Knowing me, how quick I'm selling usually, I would have sold into that move. But just in general, I'd say BLI is the best one of this week, most likely. If I did take a trade on any other stock this week, though, I think I would have just lost money. So I'm kind of glad that I'm taking a step back here and seeing what I'm doing. It's a nice move on BBBY. It's the only one that actually seems like it's moving as of right now, that seems somewhat strong. A lot of green volume in this one. Flow is high. Float's at 98 million now. Okay, let's see what else is popping on the scans while we wait for BBBY. Ear. So ears are leading gapper below VWAP. Not interested in it anymore. That's probably the last time I'm going to look at it. Same with SYTA. Not going to look at this one either. MULN. MULN is actually curling on the 1-minute. However, the 10-minute looks pretty bad for the MACD. 5-minute has the potential to curl, but I don't know. The 10-minute MACD doesn't give me any faith in it, so I'm not going to look at this one either. Plus, it's pretty far below VWAP. Spreads are pretty big for not moving at all. I don't know. Not interested in this one. Bird crossing on the 1-minute MACD here. However, the 10-minute doesn't look too bad, and the 5-minute looks like it needs to curl back down. So the way it's looking on the 1-minute and the 5-minute, it's looking kind of weak up here. Couldn't hold this level above 16. and it's now rejecting the 15 level. So SINO, really light on volume. Daily doesn't look the best. Not a huge mover either. Spreads are pretty small though. Just light on volume, no action on this one yet. Random huge buy here though. Not sure why there was such a huge volume spike there. Oh, I guess the MACD. So, I don't know. Didn't make a big move though. About 10 to 12 cents. Go back to BLI. So I do like the 10-minute on BLI. This 5-minute needs to set up properly though. I would say BLI looked the strongest of all the stocks we've seen today, besides BBBY, but BBBY has a lot more volume and a lot more, or a larger float, I guess. So see if BLI can set up properly here and hold on its 5-minute setup, so we could see a potential rip, maybe to a high a day, or at least a 12, back to 12. Again, it's going to be another no trade day for me. I'm just going to sit back and watch the market this week. So what's today, Wednesday? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, going to be no trades for me until next week. I'm going to try and do a trade review this weekend. At least finish it up, because I was working on it this past weekend. So I'm going to try and finish it up this weekend because there's a lot to review. However, I'm going to break it down in a different way, just to really analyze what's going on in my recent trades at least, and try to capitalize on these positions that I'm taking, or be very wary of what's going on. And that's why I said earlier, I'm glad to be taking a step back here and looking at what's working, what's not working. So far, it's pretty difficult to find out what's working, especially like yesterday. I wasn't paying too much attention to small cap stocks. I was just looking at Facebook, but I don't know. At least I'm kind of analyzing or collecting this data to I guess review at the end of the day. But I know it's not working, right? Obviously, my strategy is just not working at the moment. I got to find out what is working, and that's what I'm gonna try and work on this weekend for my trade review. So we'll see what I come up with, if I can come up with anything. If you find something that is working, or a specific pattern or something, let me know in the comments below. That'd be great. I really appreciate it. But I will definitely look into it, that's for sure. So we got about 2 minutes left on BLI here for the next 5-minute opens. It's like 2:20, I guess, but I don't know. The 10 minutes not looking the best right now. It needs to finish at around 1160 to 1180 for me to really be interested in it. Here's a quick pop to 1150, just about. See if it can actually hold its level. So far, it's holding VWAP, which looks really good. I wouldn't want to see a false break though below VWAP through 1120 all the way to 11. That would look trash. So I would want to see this at 1160, 1180. But we'll see what it wants to do here in these last 2 minutes. Jeez, BBBY had a massive rejection here, all the way from 16 something to 15 now. Gonna wait for this thing to refresh so I can see what it's really at. So I guess BBBY is at 1503 right now. It's been selling off. It's gonna break 15 if it hasn't already. And now BLI is looking pretty weak on the 1 minute. Not giving me much confidence in this 5-minute setup and this last minute candle. There's a break below VWAP. Double bottom there at 1122. Triple bottom actually. So we see a pop back up here. It's going all the way to 1140. Pretty interesting. Nope, now it's going to 1120. If this can somehow pop back up and break through 1150, that would be really strong, but no, I think this one's kind of done. Breaking the 5-minute low there. 10 minutes about to open, doesn't look super strong. So this one's kind of done as well. Ear popping back up. Oh, I said I wasn't gonna look at this one, but the 5-minute is it already crossed and now it's curling back up. So this one could potentially make a move here. It's curling on the 5 minutes, what it looks like. I can't tell if it's a pullback necessarily though, because the 1 minute looks like it's just a pullback and then it's going to continue on the downtrend just based on the 10-minute MACD. But we'll see what it wants to do in these next, I guess, several 5-minute candles. SYTA. Also said I wasn't going to look at this one. Also said I wasn't going to look at MULN, but we're back to it. So these don't look that good. OPFI, this is a new one. 1 minute MACD doesn't look like it's there. Pretty light on volume. Spreads are really tight on this one. 1 cent spreads, nice. Just no volume in it. Float's not too high. It's 12.5 million. ZME. Not interested. Too low of a price for me. STRN. Another one I said I wasn't gonna look at. This one's curling on the 5-minute MACD and kind of curling on the 10-minute MACD. Still below VWAP. Pretty choppy action here. Not too high on the float. It's 15 million in the float. I don't know. I just don't like it. Doesn't seem like it's getting a lot of attention. Hit the scans, but oh wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong one. Wait. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. It shows on one side that ZME is at $3.01, and that's hitting the scans. Then I check out ZME over here. Oh, my bad. I was looking at STRN. I was like, what? Okay, so yeah, ZME is at 3. Not a big move. We just checked that one out. SINO also hitting the scans. Again, the daily looks trash on this one. The 10-minute doesn't look too bad if it can break its high, but the 5-minute's not there. So EAR, back to this one. Right now it's just sideways. It looks like it's shifting its momentum again back to the downside. So if anything, this could be a potential short entry. However, if it keeps holding at 730 level, then we can potentially see this back towards VWAP. But right now it's looking a little iffy. I'd say that it's still going to continue downwards just because of the 10-minute MACD. So I would probably be getting in here sometime in anticipation for this low break of 723. So I'd probably want to take a short on it. It's easy to borrow as well, so you can definitely take a short on it, but I don't know. I'm going to sit and wait because I think it can pop towards VWAP, and then I'll potentially take an entry. Well, I'm not going to take an entry, but that's where I would like to get in for the break of that 10-minute low. But again, no trades this week. And besides ear, there's really nothing else to look at. BBBY pulled back way too much. Massive rejection. This one's also easy to borrow, but it's on short sell restriction. So I don't know. That would have been a nice trade though if I did somehow take a short at the very top here when I was looking at it. That would have been a nice short because now it's worked in my favor tremendously. Hit its moving average here of I think it's a 20 EMA. Yeah, the 20 EMA, and now it's rejecting off that level. So nice for whoever got in on that one. Besides that, LGVN. This is another one we had been watching some time ago. This one's also trading below VWAP. Pretty light on volume. It's not really going anywhere. So we're already going to be 25 minutes into the day. Ear is holding up here. It did break lower for a second, but now it's just sideways. I can't really tell what this one's going to do. I don't feel like waiting around necessarily. I mean, next 5 minutes going to open. I guess I can wait it out. But if this doesn't make a move in this next 5 minutes, I'm just going to shut it down. I got enough data today, I'd say, to review, and we can come back tomorrow for some more market analysis, I guess. So let's just see what this one's gonna do. Curious to see what EAR wants to do on this next 5 or 10 minute, but mainly 5 minute. I don't feel like waiting another 10 minutes or another 5 minute candle to open to see what the 10 minutes gonna do. I still think this 5 minutes gonna reject though. It's looking really weak here. So 5 minute low here is 33. So it needs to break 733. Or if it just ripped it, what I think it could do potentially is break the 5 minute low and then surge higher. That's a possibility because it's not showing too much weakness here. I mean, it's getting bought up on these dips. So there's a 5 minute high break. See if it rejects. High of this candle 768 though on the 10 minute. So there's a break of the 10 minute high. See if it can hold this level. Hit 780. Is it gonna hold this level here? So far so good. Everything's looking solid. Gonna break above VWAP and actually hold above VWAP though. So broke above for a second. Now it's kind of just rejecting. Can we see 790 though? Not quite. Back to 760. It's the 50s. It's not looking hot at all. It's 50. If it breaks 50, it's even more trouble here. 51 now. 40, there you go. So there's a break. False break. Nasty rejection. See if it's gonna break this 5 minute low as well. So yeah, Jesus. Also broke the 5 minute low. So broke the 10 minute high, broke the 5 minute high, and broke the 5 minute low and 10 minute low now. Yikes. So as I mentioned earlier, I think I said I would wait for this one to pop towards VWAP and then take a short position. So that would have actually worked out perfectly. Once I seen the struggle up here, if it actually just ripped and broke through VWAP and held and hit 8 or something, I would see this on the long side. But it looked really weak, and as I mentioned earlier, the 10 minute MACD did not look like it was there. So I don't know. This could have been a perfect play for a short. Could have been a long trade too. I could have taken a long position here. As soon as I'd seen it wasn't holding here, sell and then take a short position, and boom, it would have worked out both ways. But I don't know. I'm not trading, so either way, that was a nice move. Nice break. And I would probably still be holding this for the $7 break, just because we already broke our resistance level here. The next resistance is 7. Once we break 7, I'd probably just sell. That's what I'd want to see though. I think the 10 minute can still continue to the downside. Same with the 5 minute. But I'd most likely still be holding for that whole dollar break here. Could definitely take half into this trade though, because if I did take a short at 780 and dipped all the way to 720, that's 60 cents. So I could definitely sell half, if not the full position, and then take another stab at it, get another entry here. But that's my overall target, I would say, is the break is 7. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. It's coming to the end of the day. 30 minutes in, and I got enough data to analyze as to where the good trades are. This is probably one of the best days. Maybe yesterday actually was a better day, but today, for me at least, just analyzing what's been going on, this looks like it would have been one of the more profitable days for me in taking trades, especially on BLI. But EAR right here for short, I mean, that would look solid either to the long side on this position here or to the short side, as I mentioned earlier. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, and I will see you guys tomorrow.